Okay. Fright Night. This is... I'm going to say this. I didn't hate Fright Night. But I'm like, why? I don't know what title I'm going to have for this video. I may have question marks for this video because certain things here was alright. But did it make sense? It did give us progression. There's no lie about that. We got progression going into Blood and Guts and going into Full Gear. Yes. But did it really make sense going into Full Gear and Blood and Guts? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Opening, tornado tag. Whoever wins this becomes the... I'm like, wait, no. I see this situation with Darby Allin dealing with the Death Riders. Because, yes, you had Orange Cassidy with Darby Allin, and then you had Garcia with Yuta. It is a tornado tag. They fight one another. It's over. Did I care? No. No. Here's the thing, guys. And I'm sure you're going to say, dude, you don't get it. I do get it. This is about setting the Death Riders to go to Blood and Guts. But here's the problem. When you look at the Death Riders, you look at Wheeler Yuta, you look at Garcia, you look at Marina Shafir, you look at Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and come. When you look at Moxley himself, have you seen any of them feel frustrated? No. They act exactly the same. If this is about making it important that the Death Riders have been constantly losing and losing and losing, they have not been able to win anything correctly, where is the Moxley angle? They should be looking at Moxley saying, yo, Mox, what is going on here? We can't get anything done. The only one that hasn't lost anything is Marina Shafir, and she doesn't wrestle. That's the only thing that they got right now. You literally had Marina Shafir out with Moxley and in a rematch with and the thing was Darby Allin won by tapping out Wheeler Yuta with the Scorpion Deathlock. He shouldn't be able to tap people out. I'm sorry. He doesn't really feel that great to be able to do it. But he did that. But then when you look at Kyle O'Reilly facing Moxley again, the same thing again, but this time instead of having Moxley whip, not whoop, whip a Kyle O'Reilly, or Kyle O'Reilly beating a Mox, it's a double countout. It doesn't help Kyle O'Reilly at all. And then when you look at Mox, the problem with me is that Moxley should already have dissension in the Death Riders because of what's been going on. And there's none. None. And I'm sure people are going to say, well, dude, maybe it's a Blood and Guts. And it could be. But to be honest, it doesn't need to be. Honestly, they've already should have the dissension showing now. Moxley has not been able to win properly. And has been having problems with Darby Allin for a while now, and he should have already been having dissension. Pac should be giving an attitude because Pac is the bastard. He should be the first one to start going like, this ain't right. There's something wrong. He should be doing this with Claudio. He should be looking at Claudio and saying, Claudio, this ain't right. We should be fucking dominant, and we're not. And Claudio should be trying to calm him down because Claudio's second in line, but he's not. And that's the problem. If Blood and Guts is the culmination where they're supposed to begin to end it, we should already been seeing it now. And that is when it really what makes sense for Blood and Guts. And there's nothing. Moving on. The four-way to reach Full Gear. Let me give it to you like this. We now have a fatal four-way going into Full Gear to go up against Brodito. We got all the regular suspects here. Jet Speed was in it. And I think you might actually have an injury with Kevin Knight, because I think I got the shot. It's in my face. When Kevin did that suplex with Dax, and he was doing it not in the ring, but at the turn post, and they fell on everybody. The way that he landed on his foot, it twisted and jammed his knee, and he was in real pain. Hopefully he's not badly hurt, but he might be hurt. If he didn't tear his ACL, he strained it in his, I think it was his left knee. And that's not fun. That shit is bad. But we had Jet Speed, we had Jurassic Express, we had FTR, and we had the Bucks. And since the Bucks have now been approached by Don Callis again, you're thinking, okay, the Bucks may join, counting if they don't win this match. And they did not. And I think it was Nick who said, when does it end? Matt was pissed. He said, damn it. And I believe it was Nick that said, when does it end? They can't win. I will say at least they're still showing the fall of the Bucks. But, and it's a big but, how far is the fall? How far are they willing to make the Bucks look bad? And here's the thing. You should start seeing the Bucks literally begging for food. If you want to make it look good, when they come to the arena, they should be saying, we got no food in our home because we can't pay our bills. And they're actually beginning to pack food away for the kids, pack food away for themselves. That is the next step. If they don't start doing that, this fall doesn't feel that important. Next. Let me give it to you like this. I see Queen Aminala and a Jamie Hayter as a thrown together tag team, no matter if they're real friends. I see the Sisters of Sin. They make perfect sense why they won this match, and that's understandable. Because this was the first match of the tournament to see who's going to be the new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. And I'm like, okay, this match was fine. But here's the problem. And it's not that match. It was seeing a newly teamed up Mercedes Moné attacking Chris Statlander when she shouldn't be attacked at all. She shouldn't be attacking her. Right now, they should be trying to focus on her working with Athena. Because they just put them together after Athena pretty much approached her. And I know you're going to say, dude, Chris Statlander is still not done with her yet. I understand that. But it would be nice to see that they're a tag team, right? Give us something with them as a tag team first, before this. I'm like, if you're trying to make it look good, make it look good. You shouldn't have had that moment where Mercedes came in to mess with Chris. Chris had to get back at her, using a little bit of Harley Cameron with the puppet and those big titties of hers. And legitimately, now seeing her beat her down, then getting an O-face to Chris by Athena to try and help her. Willow Nightingale running out, along with Cameron. Do I actually believe Willow Nightingale is going to beat, with Harley Cameron, Mercedes, who is now 12-belt Mercedes, and the longest running champion on ROH, period? No. So why don't you give me something to really sink my teeth into, even though they're crooked? Why don't you give me something with Mercedes and something with Athena? No vignettes. No reason to pair them together and to make it feel like they could be important together. No. They're just going by the reputation. It's not enough. Mercedes, as a 12-belt champion across multiple promotions, working with the longest running champion that has been in AEW, period, feels empty because they're not interacting. Look at Blake Monroe dealing with, guess who? A Jordan Grace. You may not like the story that they built, but at least you saw interaction where you got to see them. You got to have a vignette with them. You got to have a segment with them. I want to see these women together. But nothing. Like I said last week, when you look at this situation with the tag champions, where there is none, I'm look at Brodito. There's a perfect example. Brodito make perfect sense because they were thrown together and people just liked them. But now you're building a new division and you got 8 tag teams, 16 women, and it's only maybe 2 there that feel like a tag team, the Sisters of Sin. And now that we heard Penelope Forbes, she just injured, what was it? She's injured? I'm trying to remember. Her UCL in her arm. She's out indefinitely. That was the only tag team that I knew that meant something. Because I know you're going to say Ty Mello and Anna Jay, which are there, but we're not seeing them. But I could feel something from Penelope Forbes and Megan Bain because they've been together for so long. And even more, the Sisters of Sin have worked together for a very long time. I can feel that. But none of the other women are getting any spotlight. Not one woman is getting a vignette to see the reason why they're working together. And can they work together? And should they work together? Nothing. And it feels empty. It's just empty matches. And if you're going to make the tag division for the women mean something, you need them to mean something. It's not about if Mercedes and Athena win, which I wouldn't have a problem with it. I want to see Athena on TV, not in ROH anymore. I'm tired of her in ROH. She should be on Dynamite. But this is what we're getting. Nothing. Moving on. The 4-way as the number 1 contendership for Full Gear, Ricochet, Bobby, Hook, I don't know why he's in there, and Samoa Joe. They just threw him in there because they just threw him in there. Honestly, you could have picked anybody else other than Hook. In honesty, I've seen nothing from Hook. Nothing. In fact, you know who should have gotten that position? A person that everyone really loves that should be there? Guess who? Eddie Kingston. A guy who was Continental Champion, the first, who held not 1 title but 3 titles. People loved Eddie and still love Eddie. If you're going to put anyone there, why not put Eddie Kingston there? No. He's one of the best talkers they have in that damn company. And he's really one of the loved people there. Nothing. Hell, wouldn't have been better than even him, Mark Briscoe. And seeing Mark Briscoe with the conglomeration screaming at the Death Riders after the match with Kyle O'Reilly, where he should have said Blunt and Guts, and he's forcing a Orange Cassidy to say Blunt and Guts. And he don't want to do it. He's going, I don't want to do it. And he's telling him to say it. Why isn't he in that Fatal 4-Way? Why wouldn't he qualify for the Fatal 4? If you're throwing Hook in there, why not Mark Briscoe? He makes better sense because guess what? Wasn't he supposed to be the person that almost got sacrificed on the altar of MJF for him? I'm like, I don't know. Let me give you like this for the Don Callis Family Summit. We are using this summit to put over Okada and Kontesca, 2 guys that are current champions, one from New Japan, one from here. And you're making them set them up that they have a feud together. Okay. I'm fine with it. I'm actually fine with Okada going against Kontesca. They've been pushing it for months, and the Don Callis family is the way it is. But when you see the situation with the Don Callis family, did you see that damn picture? I think I'm going to stick it in my face. What the fuck? They really like showing Don Callis with his abs almost freaking butt naked. with everybody else. They just love it. But then you see this. And this is the craziest thing. I know you're not going to agree with me. As it stands, the only other storyline that is in this company that has any strength is Okada and Kateska. What? Your own champion has been set up in a feud with Samoa Joe just because Joe didn't like how his title was handed to him. And this story is better than that. And that says a lot. I think that might be the title. The strongest story, other than Allen and Moxley, is Kateska and Okada. Maybe I should say Kateska and Okada is more important than the champ. What? I think that might be the title. I think that's where's my title. Okada and Kateska are more important than the champ. What? Because this story is more important than Hangman Adam Page. It's more important than Kyle O'Reilly. It's more important than Mercedes Moné or Chris Statlander. It's more important than anything other than Darby Allin and Moxley. This is what we got, guys. Tell me, what other storylines do you see in this company that is as strong as this? Kateska and Okada, two champions, are given more strength and more interest than literally Hangman Adam Page, who is now going after Joe because Joe got handed his title incorrectly. I don't know what else to say. If there's anything else, I know you're going to say, what about Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir? No. Megan Bayne and Camille would be a better pairing than Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. I don't care about Marina. It's not because I hate her. It's because she's done nothing for already a year. Give me Megan Bayne and Camille, two of the biggest bitches they have in that damn division. Give me them and make them win. But that's just me. Peace.